Yo, what's going on everyone? In today's video I'll be showing you the best Minecraft server host, and when I say best I mean the best. This video is not sponsored, I'm not being paid to say anything. This is a host I've actually been using for a couple of months now, and it's pretty good. So in this video I'll be going over the pricing, the performance, and the hardware of the servers and what they're capable of. So firstly we have the pricing, which is what I'm sure most of you care about the most. So as you can see here on Elixirnode we have 85 cents per month for every gigabyte of RAM. So comparing that to the next few leading Minecraft server hosts, we have Apex hosting. It doesn't actually say what their performance is, and what hardware they use, but every gigabyte of RAM is $4.49 per month. And this is just for the first month, because every month after that is $6 per month just for 1 gigabyte of RAM, which is really expensive no matter what the performance is. Because 1 gigabyte of RAM on Elixirnode, there isn't lag. It all depends on how many players you have on your server really. But yeah, that's overpriced. I would not go with Apex hosting unless you're trying to I just wouldn't go with them at all. Then you have Shockbyte hosting. This one's a lot better than Apex hosting, but still not as good as Elixirnode. Again, I don't know what their hardware is or the performance of the servers, but you're on the dirt plan. We can see it's $2.50 every month for one per gigabyte of RAM, which is still more than 2 times what Elixirnode is. I would go off these same slot recommendations that they use for Elixirnode, but I have 8 gigabytes of RAM, and I don't know. The most people I've actually had on a server is around 50, so I don't even need the amount that I'm paying for right now, but it's pretty good anyway. But yeah, Shockbyte, I still wouldn't go with them. I'd go with them if Elixirnode didn't exist, but I'd still. So next we have Pebble Host, which is probably the most popular for being cheap. However, it's still $1 per gigabyte of RAM, which is still 15 cents more than what Elixirnode is charging, and 15 cents is not a lot of money, but I'm assuming most of the people who are watching this are younger and don't really have that much money, so it's a good way to save. And on to my next point here, this is the hardware, the CPU that they're using on Pebble Host, the Xeon E5 1630 V3, and then what I've got here is the comparison between the Elixirnode one and the Pebble Host one. So you see there's more cores on Elixirnode, and you can go through this isn't even the exact one. The Elixirnode one is the V4, which just means it's even better than this one. You can see here how this one is already better than that one, which just means the one on Elixirnode is even better, as you can see. The Xeon E5 1650 V4, and that one there is way better. Well, it's around the same, but it's still better than Pebble Host. So basically what I'm just saying is, for even less money, you're getting better performance from this host. So on Apex hosting, for the $6 a month I'd be paying for 1 gigabyte of RAM, I could be getting 6 gigabytes on Elixirnode, and still saving another 90 cents. And then even if I spend another 80 cents, I'd have this one, which is what I'm paying for right now, the 8 gigabytes of RAM. So next what I'll be going through is the amount of the performance of the server overall. Our server has a lot, and I mean a lot of structures and stuff on it. It's just for me and my friends to play on, but there is a lot of chunks loaded, and there's some really big structures in the map, and you can see with around 5 people online, we're using just over 1 gigabyte of RAM. So if you are looking for a larger server that you and your friends play on, I would go for the 2 or 3 gigabytes, but you should be good with just 2. But as I said earlier, I'd use Shockbyte's recommendations for RAM still, to maybe go up a bit. So I would only do 20 slots on 2 gigabytes and then 40 slots on 3 and so forth. So just go back one. And yeah, as you can see, the CPU's having no issues. It's using 1/10 of the whole thing. pretty much. I don't know, it's like almost, it's just on constant like 13% of the whole CPU, which is good, I guess. See, there's sometimes spikes, but it's never really an issue. The server hasn't been restarted in quite a while for it to still be on this and not like overheating or any performance issues. For a server that hasn't been restarted in like 2 weeks is pretty good. Okay, so on to my next point, we have the fact that it works on Java and Bedrock. It's got the control panel. I think the control panel is kind of average. I kind of preferred Multicraft, which they had it on before, but Pterodactyl's alright. I think that's what it's called, I'm not sure. Has the DDoS protection, all this other stuff, instant setup, international locations, free transfers from your old host, which is really good if you're already on like Shockbyte or something else. And then you have a money back guarantee if something goes wrong, I guess. I'm not sure what the correct thing is. This is more why you should choose Elixirnode. Yeah, this is pretty long, so I'll go through it all. That's kind of just what I've said. Another thing, you can always change your plan if you want to upgrade or downgrade, which is very nice, since most hosts don't allow you to do that. Maybe Shockbyte does, I haven't really read into them that much. But yeah, I think Elixirnode is definitely the best I've seen and the best I've used, because I have used Shockbyte, I have used Apex hosting before, and really the performance is not that much different. Like, I haven't lagged on my server like at all, even with our like 50 plus players, and like 8 GB of RAM on the bargain one as well. So not even the higher end CPUs. Like, this is a low end CPU and it's really been able to just handle everything. So unless you're looking for like a massive server, like, I don't know, something like Invaded Lands or something like that, I'd just, they have like all these other things, and you have 32 GB if you want. I'm sure if you wanted more, you could probably just contact them. I'm not sure about that though. I doubt anyone watching is going to want more than 32 anyway. Even this, on their highest, on a really good CPU, well, beyond good CPU, at 32 GB of RAM, still only $112 per month, which is pretty good, to be honest. But yeah, that's about it, I guess. The last thing I want to talk about is the support that they offer, because I've had just general questions on how to use how to use certain things after they changed their panel, and they were always able to help. They have a lot of staff members always online, and yeah, I've always had instant help. So that's about it. If you guys like it, make sure you use Elixirnode. Again, this is not sponsored by them. I'm not being paid to say anything, and yeah, that's about it.